Once you've created your project on NoodleTools, you're ready to begin citing sources. In your dashboard, scroll down to the section titled Components and click on Work Cited. Now you can choose your citation type from the drop-down menu. We're going to choose Database and then click Create Citation. The first source we're going to cite is a magazine article that was found on an online database. So I'm going to select Magazine and enter all the information in the fields here. So if we go to our magazine article, Should Schools Require Uniforms, we can click the detailed record to see more information. This tells us that the source is Scholastic News edition 5/6. We also have the publication date, September 21st, 2015, the volume and issue number, page numbers, and we have the title of our database. Although this article was found using Explora, the individual database that it came from is called Middle Search Plus, so that will be our database title on our citation. So let's take a look at NoodleTools. The first piece of information we need is the name of the database, and we know that is Middle Search Plus. We also need our date of access. That's the date that we found the article. I found this article on the day before spring break, which was March 18th. We can skip the URL, that's not required in MLA citations, and move down to the author. Let's take a look at our article and see if we have an author. I don't see an author in any of this information here or down at the bottom of the article. So we're going to skip that and move down to the article title. And if we look at our article again, the title is Should Schools Require Uniforms? I'm going to enter that information here exactly as it's printed, remembering to capitalize the first letter of each word. All right, we also knew our page numbers here from our detailed record. Page 7 through 7, this was only one page long, so we're going to say that it started on page 7 and ended on page 7. The name of our magazine, again, is Scholastic News edition 5/6. And our publication date was September 21st, 2015. We're not going to do an annotation, so all we have to do now is click Submit. And here's our final citation for this article. Next, we can cite a newspaper article from a database. So we're going to go back up here to the drop-down menu, select Database again, Create Citation, and this time we can select Newspaper. Okay, so again, we need the name of a database. So let's take a look at an example article. This one is called Ironing Out Policies on School Uniforms, and our database is also Middle Search Plus. So we can enter that information here on NoodleTools. Our date of access, we will say March 18th again, skip the URL, and now we need to find our author. So if we look here at our record, we have the title, and our author is Carol Motzinger. So let's put her name on NoodleTools. We're going to do her first name, skip the middle name, and add in her last name there. Next, we need our article title, which is Ironing Out Policies on School Uniforms. All right, and our section says the section is News, page 3A. So we can type News for the section, and it started on 3A and ended on 3A. The name of the newspaper, let's take a look one more time at our record, USA Today, and the date is August 6th, 2007. August 6th, 2007. We didn't have a city of publication or an edition. All right, now I'm going to click Submit. And here's our final citation for that source. The next source we're going to cite is a book. This time we can select Book from the drop-down menu and then click Create Citation. Here we'll click Continue, and now we can enter all of the information about the book that we used. I'm going to cite the book Dress Codes in School by Cynthia A. Biley that I found here in the Learning Center. Cynthia A. Biley is the editor of this book, so I'll choose Editor here, type in her name, and then I can move on to the title, Dress Codes in Schools. The publisher is Greenhaven Press, and the publication city is Detroit. It was published in the year 2014, and there's no edition or series name. I found all of this information on the title page and on the back of the title page in the book itself. Once all that information is complete, I can click Submit, and it adds that citation to my works cited list. Once all of your citations are complete, you can export your works cited list onto a Google Doc. I'll do that by clicking the Print/Export button at the top of my works cited list. I can choose Print Export to Google Docs, click that option, select my Google account. I would sign in if I were not already signed in, and it might ask you to allow NoodleTools to access your Google account. And then you'll see the works cited page will pop up on a blank doc. Here's my final works cited page formatted by NoodleTools on a Google Doc. It's always a good idea to proofread your citations and match them against the citation format that I showed you earlier in the week to make sure that NoodleTools did everything correctly for you. You can't always trust that they're going to be 100% correct, so please make sure you double check all of the information on your works cited list before you turn in your project. So now you know how to cite a magazine article and a newspaper article that came from an online database, as well as a book. Next, we'll learn how to use the note card feature in NoodleTools to help organize your information.